In this part, we are going to learn about if-else statements in Java, which are one of the most important concepts for controlling the flow of your program. So by the end of this part, you will know how to make your code and make decisions like checking conditions, comparing numbers, or validating user inputs. So let's get started. So what is an if statement? An if statement lets your program make decision. It checks a condition. If that condition is true, Java runs the code inside the if block. Okay, so here is an example. Let us create an if statement. So we are going to start by creating a variable age, and then we set it to be equals to 20. After doing that, let us use the if statement. So this is the way how to use the if statement. So here we use the if keyword and then a pair of parentheses. Then inside there, those pair of parentheses, we put the condition there, and after that we then use curly brackets, pair of curly brackets, and inside this pair of curly brackets is where we write the piece of code that we want to execute if that condition is true. Okay, so the condition here that we are going to specify, let us write a condition here. So let us say if age is greater than or equals to 18. If it is greater than or equals to 18, then we are going to output that you are an adult. Okay, otherwise we shall output the program as finished. Okay, so let us start. So sort you are an adult. You are an adult. Okay, adult, like that. Okay, so here you are an adult, like that. Then from there, after doing that, then outside those pair of curly brackets, we can also output certain information, okay, to show that our program has ended. Okay, our if statement has ended. So here, as you can see, program ended. Okay, like that. So if we save and then we come down in the terminal, then we'll try to compile, and after compiling, let us try to run. As you can see, so we get you are an adult because this condition has been is true. Okay, so has been true. So age is greater than or equals to 18. Okay, so as you can see, it is greater than, which means this condition is true, and the code inside these curly brackets is going to run. Okay, so it has run, and then we output this one. Okay. So if the condition was false, okay, Java would skip the code, okay, inside the if block. Okay, so let us set this age to be equals to 3, like that, which means age is now less than, okay, equals. Okay, so it means it is now less than, so the condition is not true. Okay, that condition in the bracket is false. Okay, so if we try to compile and then we run, as you can see, program ended. Okay, which means this code inside these curly brackets has not been executed by Java. Java has skipped it. Okay, so sometimes you want to do one thing. Okay, if a condition to do one thing. Okay, if the condition is true and something else if it is false. Okay, so let me show you here. You might want to do something else. Okay, so you might want to output this one if the condition is true. Otherwise, you might want to output another thing. Okay, another thing if the condition is not true. Okay, so that is where the if else comes in. Okay, so let us try to see how we can use the if else. So for the if else, let me delete all of this one. For the if else, we use it like this. So if let me wait, if else, yeah, like that. So here we pass in, this is the structure of the if else statements. So here we use the if keyword as we used in the first if. Okay, and then the condition goes here, then a pair of curly brackets where the code is going to be executed if the condition is true, and after that we use another one, the else, okay, keyword, this one, the else keyword, this one, and then the pair of curly brackets. Okay, and this code here, this code in this second pair of curly brackets is going to run if the condition here is not true. Okay, so let me show you here. So if it is true, so for instance, if we have a condition where it is true, then we are going to output this information. Sort, let me wait, sort condition true, like that. Okay, so otherwise, if it is false, we are going to output this information. Okay, so we are going to output, let me wait, it is freezing. Okay, it's freezing, let me just type it out. Okay, so it is freezing, let me copy this one, copy. My computer is running a lot of softwares, okay, in the background, that's why it is freezing. So it is false here, like that. Okay, so if we save, remember the condition here is we have set it to be true. Okay, so it means this code is the one that is going to run, and this one is going to be skipped, and so this one is also going to run. So we are going to run this one and this last one. Okay, so if we try to save, and then we go down here and then we try to compile, let us compile, and then we here. So as you can see, we get condition true, and then we get program ended, which means this one has not run. Okay, so what if the condition here returns false, like that? So let us save, and then we compile, and then after compiling we run. Oh, it has stopped. We run. Okay, so when we run, as you can see, condition false, and the program condition false, and then program ended. Okay, like that. So that's what we get. So when you have multiple conditions, okay, when you have multiple conditions, you can use an if chain. Okay, so this helps you test several probabilities, okay, in order. So for instance, in order to use another else here, in order to use another condition here, for example, if you want to put another condition, let me, okay, so if you want, for instance, if here we had if age equals to 1, if age equals to 1, then what are we going to output? We're going to output, yes, output age equals 1, like that. Okay, so instead of using else here, we can put else if statement, okay, in between here. So in between the if and the else. Okay, so after the if, we can put here else if, then condition there, then a pair of curly brackets, like that. So this one is also going to work. Okay, but this one is also going to work. So let us put a condition here, else otherwise. Okay, else we have another condition, age equals to no, this one here we were just assigning, we were using the assignment operators, yet we wanted to check, okay, for the comparison operator, equals to 1, and here age is equals to 2. What are we going to output? We are going to output this information. Let me just copy this one here, then paste it there. So age equals to 2, like that. Okay, so you can do that. So we can continue with the others, okay, with the other probabilities, other conditions that we want to test, okay, but we can end there. So otherwise, if the condition is if all of these conditions are not true, okay, if they are not true, then this one is going to run by default. This else is going to run by default. So this one is the default condition. So let me Ctrl Z, conditions not true, conditions not true. Okay, so there. So if we save, and then here we run, let us save. So after saving, let me bring my terminal up so that you can see what is taking place. So let us compile, then let us wait. After compiling, let us run. As you can see, we get conditions not true, okay, because all those conditions have not been true. So what if we set the age equals to 1, okay, so which means this condition is going to be true, whereas this one is not going to be true, which means this one is going to run. Okay, and as soon as the first condition is run, the one of the condition is run, and this else is not going to be run. Okay, so let us save, and then we run, compile, After compiling, let us wait. After compiling, we run. Okay, as you can see, we get age equals 1. Okay, and the program ended. Okay, so this else has not been run. Okay, so you can also use another format, or what we call the nesting of ifs. Okay, or you can call them the nested if statements. Okay, so let us delete this first one. So we have this code here. This is what we have. So let us try to see how we can use the nested. Okay, so inside this if, you can come inside there and then you use another if. Okay, so because inside these curly brackets, we can write whatever type of code we want. Okay, so we can also use another if here. If, then you write a condition age equals to 1, like to 2, like this. Then you can come here and then you do something. Then we can output this information, copy, and then we paste there. So after doing that, this one is going to be equals to 2. Okay, like that. So otherwise, instead of using the else if, you can come here. So this condition, so we are going to first test for this condition. If it is true, then this piece of code is going to run. Otherwise, if it is false, then we are going to just exit out of the program. So if we do that, then we let us compile. Then we run. As you can see, we get age equals to 1. What if age was not equals to 1? What if it was equals to 2? To 2, like that. Then we run. So you are going to see that when we run, we are not going to run anything. As you can see, nothing has run, because if this condition is not true, okay, if this one, the first if, is not true, it means that all the code inside these curly brackets is going to be skipped. It is not going to be run. Okay, Java is going to skip it. Okay, so we have skipped, which means that this condition is not going to be tested. Okay, 4. So that is it about the if else statements. Okay, that is it. Play around with them. These ones, they give you the ability, they give your code the ability, okay, to make decisions. Okay, so please make them comfortable with you. Okay, so be comfortable with them, and okay, so wait for the next part.